Welcome to Best Buds Gardening. Let's talk about how to grow and hand pollinate sweet corn. Corn seeds are pretty hard little fellas. That doesn't look like what we eat for dinner. We have to get water to permeate these seeds so that they can germinate. So what we want to do is soak these overnight, and they'll kind of plump up by morning, and they'll look a little bit more like what we eat for dinner. Right now, they're just hard, shriveled up, wrinkled old ladies, just like me. So we're just going to soak them overnight. Man, I wish I could do that. If I could just soak overnight and plump up and be, 20 again, that would be great. A couple more for good measure. All right, we'll come back in the morning. You really want to plant your corn about 8 inches apart, but I like to cram a bunch of stuff into a tiny space. So mine is only going to be about 4 inches apart, and I've already germinated my corn in a paper towel. And if you want to plant your corn this close together, please know you're probably going to have to hand pollinate it. I'm going to show you how to do that. So just get all your corn, put in the little holes, cover them up with about a 1/2 inch of soil, and then give them a good watering. A week later, we can start to see our first little baby corn plant starting to come up. A week after that, a week after that, another week. Now we want to grow our corn in full sun and warm weather. And before you know it, your corn is above your head. Now you're going to start to see these tassels after your corn has reached its maximum height. And these aren't mature yet. But when you start to see these tassels coming out, if you follow your corn stalk down, you will find coming off the side, right here, when this grows up, is going to be an ear of corn if we pollinate it. All right, now our tassel is mature. It's starting to release pollen. So if we look down to our little baby ear of corn, do you see those little tiny corn silks starting to come out of the top? That's the part we have to pollinate. All those little silks right there. They're so cute when they're tiny. And if you come up here and look, see all that pollen that is collecting on the leaves? We need that on our corn silks. You can collect some pollen on a piece of construction paper or something and then get it up close to the corn silks and just aim it. And just blow it right on there. You can pick off one of your tassels and just paint the corn silks with it. You can get a paintbrush and collect some pollen off the leaves, and then paint your corn silks with it. All different kinds of ways you can pollinate corn by hand. Each little corn silk represents a kernel of corn that will be on this ear. So if you don't get every single little strand pollinated, you're going to have missing kernels of corn. You'll know that you've successfully pollinated them when they turn kind of pink like this. You really want to wait before all of these corn silks are dry before you harvest your corn. But if you're a little bit impatient like me, this corn I know isn't ready, but I always have to look. You can peel the husk back really carefully. And it looks ready, but I know it's not because my silks aren't dry. But you can get a toothpick or a shish kebab stick or something and puncture one of your kernels. You want milky white liquid to come out. If it's clear, Go ahead and tassel him back up. He's not ready yet. The big day has finally come. Our ear of corn is leaning out at about 40 degrees from our stalk, and our corn silks are nice and dry. And if we puncture another kernel... Ugh, I hate bugs. If we puncture another kernel, it's ready to be harvested. Now, normally, there's only one ear of corn per stalk, but all of mine are double and triple ears this year for some reason. Really good fertilization, I guess. So I'm going to, without damaging that second ear there, slowly bend this down. If it's ready to harvest, it shouldn't take very much. And trying to not damage that second ear right next to it, I'm going to just twist this a little bit till it pops right off. And there we have it. All right, a nice, beautiful ear of corn for dinner. Happy corn growing. And don't forget to subscribe to see more gardening videos.